Waste separation in Germany can be confusing. Some internationals joke that you need a PhD to recycle correctly in Germany. And sadly enough, half of the items that land in the plastic and paper bin should not be there in the first place. In this video, we're going to talk about 10 things you think are recyclable in Germany, but actually aren't. Hey, my name is Jen, and I'm from Guatemala.
And mine is Yvonne, and I'm German.
And together we create English content to empower internationals to settle into life in Germany more smoothly. Number 1 is receipts. Actually, to be honest, for the longest time, I also thought this was paper trash, but it's not. The thing is that these receipts are printed on thermal paper, which usually has a layer or a coating of plastic. So all receipts must go into the black bin.
Second up is coffee cups. Used ones, well, actually no, doesn't
Any
matter if
coffee
they're used
cup,
or not.
yeah.
Because yes, they're made from paper on the outside, but just like with the receipts, they do have a coating on the inside so that your coffee or whatever liquid is inside obviously doesn't get absorbed by the cup, and that coating makes it no longer recyclable in the paper bin, meaning it should also go into the black bin. However, there's a lot of initiatives, for example, from Recup or also other brands that don't have a name, where you can order and get your coffee in plastic, recyclable or reusable. That's even more important, reusable cups, which means, of course, you take them home, you rinse them, you clean them, and then whenever you go out to get your coffee at your favorite coffee shop, you bring them with you. Could also be a thermal cup, it doesn't matter, but more or less like reusability of coffee cups is definitely a trend in certain areas.
Yes, or of course, you just have the coffee at the coffee place and then they wash the dishes for you.
There you go.
Number 3 is wrapping paper, especially if they have like a metallic coating like this one. I didn't know at the time, actually, when I bought this, that this is not recyclable. This cannot be recycled because, again, it has plastic and it's not fully paper. So actually, to make a present, let's say, eco-friendly and for the wrapping paper to be recyclable, you can do craft paper, which is purely paper, or a lot of people actually, they do some cloth or old t-shirt or whatever that is cool. I've seen it and it looks kind of cool. Be creative.
Or just accept the fact that you want cute wrapping paper that is colorful and just don't put it into the paper bin.
Yeah, also could be. But that's why I think excess is also not cool.
How many times do we get wrapped presents?
For Christmas, a lot.
I would say for kids mainly, right?
Yeah, so maybe for kids, that would be a good
And what do they like? The shiny bling bling.
True. But anyways, one needs to find that sweet balance between, cuteness
Well,
and...
plus this is not a video to make you all eco-friendly. It's a video to know where to put the trash.
That is true. So if you use cute wrapping paper, this goes in the black bin.
Number 4 is...
Oh, true. I need a tissue paper.
So number 4 is all kinds of things that actually have paper in their name. Tissue paper, kitchen paper, or even, baking paper. Yeah, it's all paper, but it is not recyclable for the paper trash, because paper trash usually gets
recycled,
gets processed so that other papers can be produced from that. However, all of these papers, again, have fabrics in them that are not recyclable. Either they're coated or they're dirty, greased, whatsoever. So those all go also into the Restmüll, meaning the black bin.
Yes, and also very important, toilet paper is also not recyclable. That usually either goes into the toilet or into the black bin as well. Number 5 is pizza boxes, and this one is, as Germans say, a jein. So either a yes or a no, depending how messy the pizza box is. So if it's full of grease stains, then that goes into the into the black bin, because it cannot be recycled because it's already contaminated with food stains. However, if it's just one fleck, as Germans would say, one little spot here and one little spot there, then that can be paper and it can be recyclable. Others go to the extreme of tearing it in half, and the greasy part they throw in the black bin, and the non-greasy part they throw in the paper bin, and that's also fine. Number 6 are sticky notes, and this is especially because of the adhesive on the back, which doesn't allow it to be recyclable. I thought it was going to stick more. Anyways, I read that some Post-its or sticky notes, now they have a water, how do you call this? A water-based stickiness that could make it recyclable, but unless I think it specifies in the packaging, one can assume that this is not recyclable because of the adhesive, and this goes into the black bin.
Unless, again, one does the same trick and rips this off.
Yes.
But I mean, who does that?
Who does that? Yeah. I don't do that.
Number 7 is plastic cutlery, which, sometimes very popular at kids' birthdays or picnics in the park. And yes, it's plastic, but it's not plastic that's being used for packaging. Hence, It is non-recyclable and goes into the black bin.
Number 8 is not separated materials. So for example, if you get ham, as in this example, there's 2 types of materials here. So based on the videos that I saw about the recycling centers, they highly recommend that you separate them for both plastics to be, wow, this really smells like ham, for both plastics to be recognized as different plastic types and be separated accordingly and then recycled.
This is especially true for yogurt packaging or any, let's say, cream cheese where the top layer is aluminum and the body is plastic. If they're not separated, our research shows that they cannot be recycled because they're 2 different types of materials.
Yes, and unfortunately there is no robot yet that can go and say, oh, this is 2 different types of material. Let me separate it for you. Yeah.
For the longest time, we've put them together in the trash. We've educated ourselves through the research for Simple Germany, and now we always separate it.
Yes. Very good. And in this case, the aluminium both goes into the plastic.
Exactly.
waste.
They both go in the same trash. It just need to be separated. Yeah.
Yes.
Number 9 is candles. And it doesn't matter whether they're like tea lights like this or just candles purely made out of wax. And I could be thinking, oh, but this is aluminium. You know, once it's burned and it's empty, it goes into plastic trash. But it does not. It usually always has residue, wax residue. And this is simply not recyclable and goes into the black bin.
Number 10 is biodegradable plastic bags for the biomüll or the organic trash. So a lot of people have this conception that if you put organic trash into this biodegradable plastic bag and then you throw that into the brown bin in Germany, which is the biomüll, that's fine. However, all of the research that we did points that all recycling centers says don't do this because the biodegradable, even though it's in the name, which is funny, plastic bag, it's supposed to biodegrade.
But not at the same speed as the actual food leftovers, so it kind of defeats the purpose.
Exactly. So they highly recommend to either put it in newspaper or just throw the biomüll directly into the...
Or into plastic bags.
No.
Sorry, paper bags. Sorry,
I'm like,
sorry.
no plastic bags.
Or into paper bags. Specifically, they usually like the brown paper bags, right?
Yes.
But, and here's also the marketing. The biodegradable plastic bags are often marketed as all eco, all for environment, but no plastic whatsoever goes into the organic trash.
Yes, and also with the paper bags, it's important that they don't have any also plastic or wax cover inside of it. It should really be 100% paper for it to go into the biomüll. By throwing things in the bin that they don't belong, we are actually highly contaminating or risking of contaminating that recyclable material and making it trash, meaning it cannot be recyclable. As Yvonne mentioned before, we are not the eco police, but we want to detangle the complexity. And the basic rule is that if you are not, I would say, relatively sure if the thing that you're throwing away is recyclable, then don't recycle it. Rather throw it in the black bin than throwing it in the recyclable bins where it doesn't belong. If you want to stop guessing of where to throw what and be confident in waste separation in Germany, then you should check out our course called Recycling Made Simple. This is a crash course. It's really bite-sized videos in a fun way where we talk about the unspoken rules that no one teaches us when we move to Germany of waste separation. You can check out the course in the description box below. Until next time, tschüss!
Again, we don't want to be here the eco police.
True. Yeah. Eco-Polizei.
Yeah.
On how much contamination that trash has. I feel like in Ted Lasso, like has.
100% is also asked too much.
Be 80 to 90%
I mean, which
sure.
German is 100% sure?
Okay.